I mentioned there, this transfer will absolutely blow any other transfer dealing in the past. Paul Pogba at 105 million euros tops the list at the moment. It will come in, of course, at 222 million euros, over $250 million. Let's break it down a little more, shall we? The wages are over $1 million a week, of course, over 50 million a year. The whole transfer is in excess of $500 million, including wages and fees. We talk about ambition, we talk about wanting to get out of Messi's shadow, we talk about wanting to be the next Ballon d'Or winner. Neymar's just doubled his wages overnight, a significant amount. Was it really just all about money?
On the face of it, yes. Unless PSG are able to back this signing up with more that truly make them Champions League contenders. And as good a squad as it is, and you keep hold of Cavani and Verratti and Angel Di Maria, I think time will tell whether the addition of Neymar really takes them that additional step. If it doesn't, and they don't follow that up with more signings to see them on the same level of Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern Munich, I'm not sure how you draw any other conclusion.
When we were having a discussion about whether Diego Costa should go to China midway through the season, right? We all sat here and said, look, for the sort of money that they're talking, it was ridiculous money. All of us would say, you know what? See ya, Premier League, I'm out. See ya, Champions League, I'm out. Neymar has the opportunity to get paid that sort of silly money in a team that is going to be in Champions League, that is probably going to win the league. And I still think that it would have been the right decision for him to stay at Barcelona because of what Barcelona is and what he would become at Barcelona in the future. Regardless, it's just too much money to turn down.
It's not about the money for Neymar for me. I think it's definitely about the money from his father and his advisors. They saw the pot of gold. I think they've convinced Neymar that this is the best move to get out of Messi's shadow and try and build a legacy of your own at PSG. I don't think Neymar's moving for the money.
Really?
I think his advisors and his father have sold PSG to him, and he's cashing in that way.
I see where you're coming from, Steve, but I would suggest that if it's about the glory, right, that Neymar, that individual glory, he could get that in Brazil. Can you imagine him leading Brazil as the captain of the national team to a World Cup title? It doesn't get any bigger than that. It doesn't get any bigger role in the world of soccer than that. And he is that for Brazil. So he could have just as easily played his club soccer without the sort of pressures that Messi has, and then have the pressure of the national team captain for Brazil. Instead, he's choosing to go in a different direction. I think money plays a big factor in this.
After tax, he's bringing $500,000 a week.
Yeah, that'll do.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not
bad at all.
No.
What does this do with regards to PSG and their dream and their ambition to become one of the teams in Europe? They've always just been a step behind, despite all the money that they spent on Ibrahimovic, on Cavani, on Di Maria. They haven't quite got onto that upper echelon of European football. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, I think, are the three that they're chasing.
It's a classic playbook. You go out and buy the best player on the planet that's available to you. You spend whatever it takes, and you try to figure it out as you go along. Real Madrid has done this with amazing success over the years. The difference, though, between Real Madrid and PSG is their history. Real Madrid have a history of European domination, of competing in the Champions League, of going out and buying the big players, be it Zidane or be it Ronaldo in 2008. PSG don't, and I think that is a big difference between PSG copying Real Madrid's playbook and Real Madrid doing as they've always done.
There's also a difference between the core group of players from a club like Real Madrid and from a club like PSG. When you add a player like Neymar, Neymar now becomes the guy. That's what he wants, right? Okay, well, he's going to have to carry a bunch of players as well that haven't proven to be the sort of player that can take PSG to the very top of Champions League, which is what they want to do. So Neymar has to be the guy.
Yeah.
At this point, he's taking that step. I'm going to PSG because I'm going to be the difference maker between what PSG has been and what PSG will be. If he's not that guy, then where's it going to come from?
Stevie, let's take at the odds, shall we? The Champions League as it stands with regards to who is going to win the title next year. PSG 10-1, still quite a bit away from those top three that I mentioned.
And
Is that
rightly
right,
so.
though, even with the addition?
Yeah, and rightly
Neymar.
so. Listen, it's not always just as easy as throwing money at something. PSG have been throwing money at this for, what, 4 years?
But does this not help? Does this not help the locker room? If you see someone of Neymar's stature joining the team, does it not just give everyone that lift?
Yeah, but you're forgetting one thing. Neymar's one man. That group that he's joining are a team that probably blew the biggest lead in Champions League history.
Oh, they did, yeah.
So that's still there. So one man's going to completely change that? No. PSG need to make a lot more changes. They need to get the right manager in. I don't think Unai Emery's the right manager. And when you're signing players, you sign the right types of players, and then you have to put them together. It's not always as easy as just throwing money at something.
This group of players did not win Ligue 1 last season. Yeah. This group of players came up short. Unai Emery came up short. So there's no reason to believe that Neymar alone can take him to in a direction of now all of a sudden they're going to take this leap from not winning their own league to winning Champions League. It feels like they're a couple of steps away. And oh, by the way, those players that you have mentioned that, yes, are very talented, have also come up short. And that lingers in the memories of players, regardless of whether Neymar is there or not.
I tell you what, whatever happens, next season, somehow PSG will meet Barcelona. Champions. Yeah, that's inevitable. That is written. Now, on the other side of things, for Barcelona, this is a strange old feeling. It's a rare feeling. I'm thinking back maybe Luis Figo when he went from Barcelona to Real Madrid. So, in the move, of course, shrouded in controversy. I don't think we have seen a player at the peak of his game. You can point at Ronaldinho and Eto'o and others, but at the peak, leaving Barcelona. What does this mean for the club going forward?
It's a slap.
Yeah.
It's a slap in the face for Barcelona because somebody's willing to turn their back on Barcelona, and that doesn't happen. Usually, players are lining up to come to Barcelona, whatever the price may be. Now, Neymar has said, you know what? I did my time here. It was good, but not good enough. I got to go elsewhere.
And it's clear from what we saw, like Messi posting on Instagram, Piqué, of course, speaking out about it a couple of weeks ago. He was very much liked within the locker room, wasn't it? As if they're like, oh, thank goodness he's gone. And this has got to be a blow. We talk about how players can be lifted in the PSG changing room. Surely it can be the opposite effect.
It can be, but again, for me, Neymar was more important to Barcelona in the long term. As of right now, you still have Lionel Messi as a leader on and off the park. You still have a month or just about.
Shaq last year.
No, I still not more key than Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is still the player that decides how Barcelona go, in my opinion. But my point with Neymar has always been he was the heir apparent. So maybe in 3 or 4 years, he was the one who would take over Lionel Messi's throne. But Lionel Messi is still the man sitting in that throne. He's still going to be the main string puller for Barcelona.
Football players don't sit around and mope about losing another football player.
No.
I follow. Listen.
No, but don't we talk about Arsenal players? Don't we talk about Arsenal players moping and moaning because the club's shown lack of ambition because they let in the past what Van Persie and Cesc and others go?
You done? Football players, when they lose a teammate, spend at least 25 minutes thinking about it, figuring out how the club's going to change it and what are they going to do. After that, football players are more interested in themselves, how they perform, and they get on with it. They ain't going to be sitting thinking about Neymar this time next week.
You sure?
I'm telling you.
All right.
Oh, man. Decisive.
All right, then. Decisive indeed. We could talk about this all day, but we're running out of time because